This video contains spoilers for the end of Evangelion. Go and watch it if you haven't already, it's really fucking good. Hajimari Hi no Tuhi, or Escape to the Beginning, composed by Shiro Sagisu, is the 9th track from the End of Evangelion soundtrack. It's a song which plays as the third impact is being initiated, as Rei grows into a big, large, very huge girl, and also another boy at one point, and she is really fucking big, wow! So I'm going to talk about how I feel this song conveys the sense of scale and godliness this scene is providing. This song consists of only strings, choir, and one percussion sound. It's kind of a mix between dissonance and some beautiful, lush harmonies. The vocals are never dissonant, but the strings in the background constantly have an edge of inharmonicness to them, which you can clearly hear in the beginning and the end of the song. The song begins with a little percussion rhythm which continues throughout the whole song, this little da-da-da-da on a tiny cymbal, and this rhythm doesn't change or go away throughout the whole piece. The only other thing we hear in the intro is two sections of strings. The first string section here is playing a 2-note alternating pattern, shifting between 2 notes, as you can see here. Now these strings actually have a bunch of notes stacked up on top of them as they move, creating 2 chords which shift up and down. There is 4 fifth notes stacked up on top of the original 2 notes moving up and down here. It's beyond parallel fifths, it's beyond parallel ninths, it's beyond parallel 11ths, it forms parallel 13ths. These parallel 13ths imply that the key of the song is D Lydian. The Lydian mode is a major scale which has the 4th note sharpened, so here the notes in the scale would be D, E, F sharp, G sharp, which is the note that's changed from a G, A, B, and C sharp. The Lydian mode has a majestic, mysterious feeling to it. It's kind of like a dreamier version of the standard major scale. The second string section above this chord pattern is playing some really long, high-held notes, which clash either with themselves or with the strings below them, and this forms the dissonance I mentioned earlier. The combination of these long-held, dissonant notes and the repetitive movement of the chords beneath them in the Lydian mode gives the intro a feeling of being stretched out infinitely, feeling both creepy and calming at the same time. So here, the big wide vocals come in with a big ah in the root note of the piece, D. This ah is held underneath the other notes of the melody, and it lasts for 8 full bars, so these singing boys have got some really big lungs on them. The melody looks like this. It bounces around in the key of D major through a few notes before a long B... Fucking dog. So the melody looks like this. It bounces around the key of D major for a few notes before a long B note is stretched out, and then it resolves down to an A, the 5th note of D major. This melody then repeats before everything shifts up 3 notes. The high strings, the string chords, and the vocal melody all transpose up 3 semitones to F major for 8 bars. The vocal melody changes slightly at the end here for some variation. Okay, so now this pattern of melody in D, melody in F, repeats 4 times. The high dissonant strings move around each time in a general upward motion, sometimes forming a bigger dissonance, sometimes forming a nice chord which fits with everything happening below it. After this pattern has repeated 4 times, the vocals drop out and high strings sweep upwards and start playing a melody. This melody is formed of parallel fifths, my favourite thing. There's a term for what the melody is doing here, but I'm a fucking retard and I've forgotten it, so if anyone in the comments can inform me of the technical term for this, that'd be fucking awesome. The melody is basically alternating between up and down, starting high, moving down a gap, and then moving to a note in the middle of that gap, and then going down again. It's a great way to have a descending melody without just going down the notes of a scale. The second phase of this melody is just going up the scale and down again. The parallel fifths provide an interesting layer of harmony under this melody, and if you've watched any of my previous soundtrack analysis videos, you know that I fucking love my parallel fifths. So after this, the whole song basically repeats from the start, only with the vocals just doing ahs. They sing actual lyrics. Surprisingly, they're in English, which is something that I didn't actually pick up on listening through the first few times, but if you read along with the lyrics, you can definitely hear what they're saying. The main vocal line singing the words is supplemented by a counter melody in the vocals just singing in ahs again, which is what distracted me from hearing the English originally, I think. So let's take a listen to this with the words. So the full lyrics to this section are: far in the distance is cast a shadow, symbol of our freedom will bring us salvation. On the horizon, hope for tomorrow, sweeping across the land to give us unity. Look to the heavens with tears of triumph, to cherish a new life and not suffer again. Lift up your spirits from all destruction. Never shall we return from conflict, we must learn. The lyrics match the tone of the music in being somewhat uplifting and beautiful, despite the incredibly dark undertone and the horror of what's happening in this scene. The lyrics read like a prayer, which again mirrors a lot of the Christian symbolism happening in the movie. After these lyrics end, the string melody plays a second time before the song returns to what was happening in the intro, with this 2-chord pattern and dissonance building up in intensity, reaching its peak and then dropping out. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I'm working on a lot of different stuff right now, and if you want to help me not die, then you can buy some stuff from me or support my Patreon. Links to everything in the description. Please leave any corrections or extra analysis of the song in the comments, and I hope you have a nice day, my dudes.